Have you ever walked around the produce section of a grocery store and wondered, where were these ingredients grown, and how did they get on the shelves around me? The agriculture industry is made up of farmers that grow crops like grain, fruits, and vegetables, and raise livestock like chickens, cows, and pigs. They're what stock our groceries and keep our restaurants functioning. Our state of Kentucky is active in the agriculture sector, with about 4% of the nation's farms in the state, which provide important foods such as corn, soybeans, and chicken. Though agriculture provides many foods that we could not survive without, it is reshaping our environment actively. There is a current warming trend as a result of human-produced gases trapping the sun's energy, then warming the atmosphere, ocean, and land. This is more widely known as climate change. Agriculture production globally is responsible for 31% of the gases released that are warming our planet and resulting in climate change. Though we are only seeing its impacts now, farming has been present in Kentucky for thousands of years. In around 900 to 1000 CE, there were cultures in Kentucky farming corn and squash, called the Mississippian in the west of Kentucky and the Fort Ancient in the east of Kentucky. One of the ways that they farmed was called slash and burn farming, in which they would remove all foliage like trees and fields, then burn them, using the ashes to further enrich the soil they farmed with. Though it sounds destructive, this controlled burning intentionally cleared unhelpful species so biodiversity could thrive. People were living and farming in Kentucky until the 1600s, when Europeans began exploring further into American territory. You may know these people as Native Americans, but today, many people who descend from the original residents of the Americas prefer to be identified as Indigenous, Native, or by their tribal name. In Kentucky, this included Shawnee, Cherokee, Chickasaw, Miami, Yuchi, Osage, Lakota, and Dakota peoples that farmed the land that is the Commonwealth today. During the late 18th century, European settlers arrived in Kentucky and began practicing traditional European farming. Colonial farmers such as Abraham Lincoln's family were subsistence farmers, growing crops purely to live off of, not to sell. Lincoln is quoted as remembering growing pumpkins, and there are other indicators that his family grew corn and other vegetables that could be preserved for the winter. In comparison to indigenous methods of controlled burning and promotion of biodiversity, colonial farmers overused their soil, taking away important nutrients. This led to farmers continuing to clear more land for agriculture after permanently ruining their previously fertile soil. These colonial agricultural practices are a smaller scale of the farming that takes place in Kentucky today, which continues to use available land resources in unsustainable ways. About 50% of Kentucky's land is used for farming, as they continue to be a top exporter for tobacco and hay resources. Kentucky's agriculture is a key stepping stone for the U.S. economy, but many of the practices in contemporary farming are negatively impacting the environment. Farming is one of the primary reasons for greenhouse gas emissions. Livestock release methane when they burp or pass gas. The machines used for commercial farming release carbon dioxide as well. We cannot truly know, but indigenous practices of farming would have had different impacts on the environment because of their sustainable methods of soil nourishment. So, what can you do about this? When you visit the grocery store or eat a meal, consider the path that your foods took in order to appear in front of you. Being aware of where your resources come from is a great reminder to be grateful for the environment that continues to provide for us. Additionally, there's lots of hope for the future of farming. The U.S. Department of Agriculture has several programs promoting sustainable agriculture and teaching farmers how to start caring for our environment. Something as simple as better soil management shows that farming is evolving once more for the better.